Yes lads, joebiline here, and today I wanted to talk about the transfer market. Now, there's still a lot of confusion I see on Twitter and in comment sections all the time from people. And I'm not saying I'm an expert and know how it definitely works. However, I do feel from playing the game now and talking with others, research, theories and stuff, I've got a pretty good idea of how the transfer market kind of works, or at least definitely the advanced basics of it, if you get what I mean by the advanced basics. I'm not really a great trader, so I can't go into saying how, because there's a lot of people who are very skilled at the market and have made a ton of coins using it because they know exactly how it works, and obviously they keep that to themselves because it allows them to make big profit. But yeah, what I wanted to talk, I just wanted to clear some things up, and the first thing I wanted to clear up, because a lot of people, it does seem, actually don't realise this, it is impossible for you to buy your friend's card or sell your friend's card to them, and it's impossible. There's no way, it's not possible whatsoever to be able to buy their cards. You can't buy their cards off them, you can't buy theirs, you can't see each other's cards on the market. Now, what I mean by that is that it works in a... there's two... Well, first of all, from what we've come to understand, there's three markets. And by that, I mean, when you start FIFA Mobile and set up your account, you're assigned one of the three markets. We believe there's three. It seems like there's three. Now, there's three markets, and you will always be put on that market. So, easy way to find out if you are on the same market as your friend is to both search for a player that is on the market at that time who's not extinct or anything, and check if you see the same listings. If you see the same listings, yeah, you know you're on the same market as your friend, so that then you can sort of talk about the same prices to each other. However, each market, there is differences in prices for some players. Some players will vary in price, and some players will pop up more, and that's just defined by, I guess, supply and demand. Now, among those markets, there's a few different servers, it feels, because if you're ever trying to snipe a player, you'll notice that a player will show, and then it will disappear as you refresh, and a different set of their players will show. So there's a few servers within each market, and I believe that's just for server demand, for shifting on certain players that are in higher demand than others at times, like the promo players. So say like when the freeze was going on, or any of them, when there's lots of players from a particular set that are actually getting a lot of demand, they potentially put those on a different server. Now obviously one of the also basic things is that the market, if you didn't realise, you most realise, is it has a 5-minute refresh rate. So let me just get up a player that keeps popping up. Let me show Balotelli 78, because you'll see it. The market refreshes for you every 5 minutes. To find out, the best way to find out a 5-minute mark is literally, for the market, for me, for my market, it refreshes at 4 minutes past and 9 minutes past. Not exactly 4 and 9 minutes past, but between 4 minutes and 5 minutes past. I'm not sure the exact second, I haven't worked that out, but it'll refresh between there. And let me actually, Balotelli, because there's a few markets, this isn't going to be the best example. Let me go to Elia, because he's kind of extinct. Let me put left wing in. So there's one there at the moment, 40k gone. He would have just refreshed. But while I'm talking, I'm just going to keep tapping, because in a minute you should see, hopefully it will change. You'll see it will change to a different listing before the 5 minutes is up. And that's because I think that's just purely for server load and everything. The market refreshes for you every 5 minutes. It's easy to work out. Just go to a player that there's not many of, or one that's easy to watch. Trophies are a good way to work it out, because you'll keep refreshing until they change from bought to not bought. If you search for like bronze ones that aren't getting bought because they're not the cheapest, and there's loads of them, you'll see them refresh. Or you go on, like, say when you're trying to snipe a player like an impact player who's normally getting bought straight away, you'll be able to see, look, as you see, there's a 56. That's 56 by now. If we keep tapping away, we should get him to change. There's the 40k one. That shows there's more than one server within the same market, because that was done, and it's not the refresh, it's 6 minutes past as I say that, and I started at 5, so the refresh had already happened just before I went over. And yeah, it refreshes every 5 minutes. So that's how you work out. So when there's players in demand, you need to sort of work out when they've refreshes and get ready to buy it straight away. Because when a lot of players are buying, when a player's in high demand, the bot will, I'm calling it the bot, it is the bot, the EA auction house bot, he's in control of what gets listed for you to see, and he's in control of what gets bought, but I'll talk about that in a moment. He will, when a player is getting bought up in high demand, like impact players, like cards that are very sought after, like impact merchants and stuff, just very high demand cards that are getting bought out the moment they're getting listed, the bot will usually only put 1 or 2 up at a time, if that, and sometimes none, every 5 minutes, because they've got a high demand. So he chooses and he puts 1 up at a time. How prices are set, there isn't exactly price ranges, but there also is. The bot will have in mind how much a player is worth, and he will list it for that. Every so often, after a while, the bot may readjust the prices if he thinks, yeah, right, this card is getting bought way too much. We'll adjust the price a bit, put it up, or if it's not getting bought, we'll lower the price because they're not getting sold out. Because he'll sort of, from what we feel like, the bot will have like a reserve pile. Because let's go back a bit and let's talk about the seller market. So the seller market is you, and you only sell to the bot. When you list a card, nobody can see that card you've listed. This card goes into this when you're selling. The only thing that can see this card to buy, and the only thing that can buy this card, is the EA auction bot. Now, he will buy them based on price, supply and demand. Okay, there's another alliance. Be refresh there. I've actually already got one, and for 56k, don't know if I want to take the risk. However, he has been getting. He's been getting back +6 and stuff in his last few matches, so he could be a good card to invest in. However, 56k is quite steep already. And I'm just going to stick with the one I have rather than buy that, actually. I've actually bought Nasri and Dia as well. I'm trying to get a Kante and a Balotelli, but the Balotellis are hard to get because there's so many of their normal cards already on the market. Kante is just pretty much extinct. But yeah, the seller market. So you list your card, and the auction bot will decide if it wants to buy it or not, based on a number of things. How much you've listed it for. Generally, if you want to make sure that your card's going to get bought, you need to list it for below the lowest start price. If you list it for the price it's already up, normally it won't. Sometimes it will. It will depend on the demand. Say a lot of people are buying that card, then yeah, the bot may do it and buy it for that. But if you want to make sure your card goes, you need to sell it for below its lowest start price, and then it will usually get bought pretty much, as long as there's demand. Sometimes you have to, depending on the demand, is how quickly it will buy the card. So let's go to a player that's on the market a bit, but not too much. So let's go to Schneider, the current man of the match. I haven't picked him up yet. I'm tempted to pick him up and compare him to Nainggolan, so let me know if you do want to see that as well. But this Wesley card actually is getting pretty cheap. So at the moment, the cheapest one on the market is... Oh, wait. Actually, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy him. I didn't realise he'd gone down that much. But yeah, let me know. There's one for 340 there, 330 start price. Let me make sure that was the cheapest. 320 start price there. So if you want to if you've got a slider and you want to sell him, you want to make sure he goes, you need to list him for below that the lowest start price. So he's the lowest on the market, even from bid, and then the bot will usually always buy it. However, sometimes you will have to go 10% lower. So I reckon with slider you need to probably go for like 300, 295, and he would usually buy it anyway. If you start getting bought up, then yeah, you could maybe try and list for a bit more. But if the bot thinks it's not the right price of what they have in mind, he won't buy it. It's like I bought Impact Mertens for 1,380,000. He only pops on the market every so often because he's high demand and not many people are selling him. But that's pretty much the price range EA decided he was at. So even though he wasn't appearing on the market, I had to sell him for 1.3 million. So even though he was extinct, I had to make a loss, which was quite annoying. I needed the coins at the time, that's why. Otherwise I would have held on to him, because EA may decide to adjust the price range. However, because he's only 90 rated, which is still high, but there's a lot higher strikers now as well, I don't think they were willing to put him higher. But over time, prices may change. So you list your card, the bot will decide if it's a fair price or not, and it'll buy it eventually. May buy it quickly if it's a good price for him. It may take a while if not. you can never list a card and your friend can never buy it. The reason they did this was to stop coin selling, and it worked. It's to stop coin selling, it's to stop bots, because I didn't play the previous FIFA mobile games, but I'm sure a lot of you did, and I didn't really play it. But one of the things I noticed from it, and just saw from on Twitter and everything, was that coin selling was ridiculous in that game. When I looked, like, just to see why everyone had so many coins, just a quick Google search, I could see people had, like, sites were selling like 15 million coins for like £1. So I was like, well, yeah, I've got no interest in getting involved in that game, because I'm not buying coins. I don't use coin sell. It's illegal. It's against the terms and conditions. I wouldn't get into that trade. So you could just tell people doing that in the game was market. So they took this decision. They had to put this in place, and personally, I think it works well. It keeps prices fair, both for you. Sometimes you think, oh, the players are so expensive, but you got to remember, they're expensive, and you can sell them for that price as well. So like your 80 rated elites going for like 40k and stuff. On the console FIFA, they're like 700 coins. Yeah, you get them for 40k and stuff. So it keeps the prices. EA can make sure that everyone gets a fair value, and the game doesn't get ruined. So new people can pick up the game at any time, no matter how far into the game they are. They can pick it up and they can still play pretty well, and not feel like they can't buy anyone because it's just ridiculously overpriced because of all the coin selling. So they've bossed it there. They have bossed it very well indeed. So yeah, you can't list it. Refresh every 5 minutes. The buyer's market, you are buying against other people. So when the bot lists the players, you are buying it at the same time as someone else. So you are competing to buy, but you can't sell to anybody else. It stops coin selling. But I would like to hear your theories and suggestions below in the comments section. I know this video is starting to drag on a little bit now, but I got the main points across. I am always looking to learn, so if I ever get a bigger insight into it and more detail into the specifics, then yeah, I'll update you all. But I just wanted to get that across. To sum it up, you can't sell to anybody else, it's only the bot. The bot buys all markets. One last thing, before you ask and you say, well, if the bot does it, why does every so often you see a player pop up for like 10k who's worth 100k? The only reason I can think for that and see for that is that the bot also, it's FIFA, it's a market, and one of the main things of FIFA is trading. So the bot will occasionally list players for lower than its price to keep trading alive, because otherwise there's no point, because everyone would just lose more money, because you could never get a trade, because unless you invested well for demand, you couldn't. So the bot will occasionally list for a lower price, and that way it keeps trading alive. So it can be done. There's YouTubers out there who are very good at sniping cheap players and know what filters to go with, because you can like set special filters up, and it seems to like you see them and they'll do like them formations only. Price will do 36,700, and they'll do it and it will find them. So it does seem like there's ways to find them once you know how. Jammer, AJP player, all good YouTubers who can snipe, so check them out if you're interested in that. But yeah, the bot wants to keep trading alive, so they do list players lower, higher and lower. They'll have like a set price range where they'll go between to keep it alive. If you can snipe at the right time, you can then sell for profit. But let me know your stuff below. And just to take it from this, market refreshes every 5 minutes. You can't sell to anybody else. You can't buy from anybody else. It stops coin selling completely. So if you ever consider trying to buy coins and you find anyone trying to sell you it, it's not even possible. So don't get scammed. Just don't get scammed, guys. Stay safe. Let me know below, and we'll have the last 16 knockout game against Foot Freak for tribute out tomorrow. So make sure to come check that out. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts below. Just come follow me on Twitter at joebilineHD. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all later.